Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to another little episode of Shop Talk with Brett. And tonight we're going to try the Vevor ultrasonic on what it was intended for. We actually are going to do a carburetor. The carburetor I've got here came off of a Briggs & Stratton quantum engine that was on a weed eater, wheeled string trimmer. You've seen them. Like a DR, but Craftsman branded. Here's the carburetor, and as you can see, she looks pretty funky. Now, I've already kind of manually probed out some of the ports and everything here, and I'll take that gasket off once it goes through there, because I've got another gasket down at work. But you can see that looks pretty nasty, and here's the bowl. And yes, that in the bottom of that is varnish. It is not rust. We're going to see how it's going to clean up. In my little T-ball here, I have the main jet, I have the float needle, and I have the float pin. So we're going to put that in the ultrasonic, just like that. Okay, now we're going to put our float and our bowl. What I'm going to do is do it that way. And we're going to put our carburetor in here. And we're going to put it, let's see, best way to do it would be face down. As you can see, it's completely submerged. Now, I've got this water somewhat preheated, but not fully, so we're going to turn on the ultrasonic after I plug it in the wall. Duh. There. Stupid me. We're going to flip the ultrasonic cleaner on. We got a beep. We've got our set temperature at 60 degrees. Right now the water is at 49. Let's set our ultrasonic up to, let's try 15 minutes and see what she looks like. And we're going to be using this product tonight. I've heard it does pretty good for carburetors because it's not corrosive. This is the Simple Green Aircraft and Precision Parts Cleaner. I mixed probably about 6 ounces with what's in there, and as you can see, the float is floating around. But anyway, let's start this up and see what she does. And as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of dirt coming off in there. Now, we know what this did in the last recording as far as the audio. So we'll come back in a little bit, and after the 15 minutes has lapsed, and we'll see what she looks like. Stay with us. Stupid me. I forgot to actually turn the heat on. We've got it turned on now. The heat is on. We're still setting at 49 degrees is the actual temperature. Our set temperature is 60. So we're going to try that. 2 minutes have surpassed. And counting down, we're at 12 minutes and 51 seconds. We'll come back here in a few minutes and see what she looks like. And while we're waiting on the carburetor in the ultrasonic, which we've got around 4 minutes or so here. I was talking about this in Ken's small engine. We are going to have to get a transmission for the Brave Time Master. So, courtesy of Terrell Fixes All, he has a very good video on how to do that. So we're going to be getting a transmission, and we're going to be changing it in that, and that will be a future video. Meanwhile, I have rigged up a container here with just some plain rinse water in it. And I've also got my air hose ready here. I'm going to take my zoom out just a little bit so that when this comes up out of the cleaner, we're going to look. Let's see. Time-wise right now, we have 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Let's look at our fluid. Yeah, we're seeing bubbles, and it looks like it's got that varnish. So right now it's actually looking pretty good. That float is wanting to hang around on the top of the solution, but we'll come back here in a little bit. Okay, folks, our 15 minutes has elapsed. And we got up to 61 degrees. Now the nasty thing was the bowl. And as you can see, that came out pretty darn good. That's some black paint on the bottom, but the bowl looks pretty good. Yes, indeed, that actually cleaned up pretty good. And there's our float. You see our float came out pretty good. Still got a little bit more in there. Let's see if I can get my fingers in here. Dang, can't even feel it. There it is. There's our float pen. Float pen came out pretty good. And there's our needle, which is pretty nasty. And here's our main jet. I think she came out pretty good. We'll blow these out after I rinse them off with some compressed air. But I think what we're going to do, we're going to run it another 15 minutes and see how she does, just to be sure. Stay with us. Okay, we're going to go another 15 minutes. The heat is on, so we're going to go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. Our heat is on. Let's go another 15, because right now it looks pretty good, but another 15 for good measure. You can see it did not darken the metal, but we will see after this final cycle. Okay, folks, another 15 minutes has lapsed, and let's take a look. Let's look at the carburetor first. As you can see, that simple green aircraft and precision cleaner did not darken that at all. That looks 1,000 times better. Look in here. That was all mucked up. Now that was a little bit of oxidation from before, but as you can see down in there, all those jets are clean. Everything's intact. In the throat of the carburetor, the throttle moves freely, which it didn't before. It was kind of buggy. So that came out good. And there's our float. As you can see, the float is nice and clean. I had already rinsed these and drew them and blew them out with compressed air once they came out of the cleaner. There's our float. There's our main jet / bowl nut. That was nasty before, but that came out absolutely clean. And there's our float pin and our float needle. And as you can see, both of them came out good. Well, I say this thing did pretty good for this particular carburetor. I'll know tomorrow when I put it back on the machine, but it ought to be better than what it was. It definitely cleaned it up good. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this video, reassemble this carburetor so I can take it back to the shop tomorrow. But thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Most importantly, put your trust in the Lord. We'll talk on the next video. Shop Talk with Brett signing out.